Hi. Hi everybody. I hope this is working. I got a new setup, a new camera and a new microphone. I've got to see if this is working. Um, so I was going to do this without Sarah's assistance. So I didn't really tell her. She messages me and said I set it up for 11:45 p.m. So I meant to say now. So I got a new setup, which I'm really excited for, and it's been taking me like 2 months to get everything. So I wanted to do a live as soon as I got it all set up, which I did over the weekend. And I want to share something with you about some comments on my channel that I looked at over the weekend. But before I get to that, I did something on my YouTube channel last Monday. I did a live prayer and worship, which if you're new to my channel and you haven't watched many of my videos yet, my faith is a huge part of my life, and it comes into everything that I do, and I was really excited to be able to do that. We got done with the live prayer and worship, and my church actually asked if we would do prayer and worship on next Wednesday. For my church, they do live prayer and worship every Wednesday at noon, so I wanted to let everybody know. We'll put out graphics. I need to tell Sarah, we need to put out graphics about next Wednesday. So next Wednesday, live on my church's channel, we're going to do that again. You can send us your prayer requests and stuff like that too. So it'll be really similar. That's Wednesday the 7th at 12 p.m. Central. So anyway, I'm going to share with you now. Okay, so I don't think that this is actually set up very good. I think that I didn't put the title and stuff in this one, so I'll have to go back and fix it. But you guys, thanks so much for joining. So this video is actually about who you're listening to, and so I'm actually leaving the comments. I'm going to tell you about the post, and I'm going to tell you where you can go look at the comments before people listen to this video and maybe decide to delete them. So I do posts every day on my channel. You probably have noticed those. They are they come up every morning. And yesterday I put a post up that basically said, stop wasting time about what somebody thinks when you don't wake up to them. My point being with that post, you're losing sleep over somebody that you're not even that invested in, right? This isn't even that serious of an issue. And yet you're wasting all of your time and energy on what this person thinks when that energy should be channeled elsewhere into your life. People don't understand that when you invest in yourself, the quality and types of people that you're going to attract is going to naturally increase. You just simply will outgrow people, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And so that was essentially the purpose of my post. And I had people, and so somebody had commented well, I don't want to do that. I need to delete you I need to stop following this channel because this channel keeps speaking truth and that's going to kill me or something like that. And I basically told the guy who wrote that, I said, that's one option. One option is to just stop hearing truth. The other option is to actually do something with the truth that you're hearing. If it's making you uncomfortable and you're recognizing I just want to stop hearing that because it's forcing me to look at something that I'm doing in my life in a different way, and maybe nobody's ever done that for you before, you have the option, of course, unsubscribe. That's not going to change my message. That's not going to affect me in any kind of way. You're just going to do that damage to your own self. And so I basically said that to the guy. I said, you know what? You do have two choices. You have the choice to unsubscribe, or you have the choice to do something different in your life by looking at the past choices that you've made and make wiser ones in the future. And it turned into this whole thing. Other people started commenting and people were calling me rude for this. And if that is like honestly what you consider rude, you're not going to like the channel. You're not going to like any of the channel. You're not going to like my videos. You're not going to like my daily posts. You're not going to like any of the stories. Like, this just isn't going to resonate with you. And I'm totally good with that. And so I started thinking about this, though, because it was very disturbing to me. My channel, this YouTube channel, first of all, is like legitimately free advice. You don't need to do anything. Like, it would be great if you subscribe, but even if you don't, like, it's still available on the internet. You can watch this stuff for free. And I've said many times, my end goal, the reason that I do this, my reason for even doing social media at all when I'm super not into it, is because I want to give somebody, even one person, something that I wish I had when I was in like my darkest times, right? That's the whole purpose of it. My purpose isn't, the purpose of doing this isn't to keep you where you are. Even when I was in like the worst times of my life, I knew that wasn't where I wanted to stay. I knew that I wanted to learn the lessons so that I could move on, right? And get out of that situation. And this is what this video is about. There's so many people who are caterpillars and are looking at the dirt and who are crawling around on their bellies and who are hanging out with other caterpillars thinking that this is what their whole life is destined to be. And you don't even understand that there's a process that you're supposed to go through. And I think a lot of people keep themselves with people who have the same perspective that they do. And this doesn't just have to do with like recovering from narcissistic abuse, right? This can be anything. I've seen a lot of people give up on dreams and then just choose to criticize other people when they go after their dreams and are successful because they did that. They took this step of risking what they didn't have, right? For something that only even maybe they could see at the time. This is true of like any kind of situation, right? Like choose your hard, right? It's hard to be overweight. It's hard to go to the gym. So which one is it going to be? And it's hard to go no contact with a narcissist, but it's also hard to be in a narcissistic relationship. So which hard is it going to be? And the other thing I want to just again point out, I talk about my own experience a lot on this channel. And so again, just in case you're new, maybe you haven't watched, I know I have a ton of videos, I have hundreds of videos. So in case you haven't watched them, you know, there was a time when I literally cut off contact with everybody in my previous life, like even my own family. I didn't speak with them. And it was because while they loved me, they weren't able to help me go through the metamorphosis that I needed to go through. That their mindset on what I was going through was that of a caterpillar when I needed to become a butterfly, right? In this scenario. So I don't say like too bad these things are hard out of like not caring or not experiencing it my own self. I did experience it my own self. I did do exactly what I share with you all on this channel. I did that my own self first. And not only that, just a reminder, like I have a business that I coach people through this all the time. I have dozens and dozens of clients. I've helped hundreds of people over the past 3 years do this. So this isn't just like a hobby. This is what I do for a living. And so my point of that also being like, I don't just give out words and I don't care what happens with them, like through these videos. I follow those up. Like I'm invested with people. I walk them through their entire process of recognizing that they're in a toxic relationship, organizing a plan on how to cut that person or people out of their lives, how to recover from what they've gone through. Even if this means going through court, custody situations, divorce battles, like I go through this stuff with my clients, and then at the end help them to reconnect with who they truly are and reconnect with their identity and their purpose as well, like what to do after you've gone through such an earth-shattering thing. So I say all of this because there's an awful lot of people who are very, very comfortable, like with their perspective on life, which is they can see maybe 6 inches in front of them. It's dirty, it's cold, like there's nothing going on there. But the process of going into the cocoon, right, being isolated, having to cut off contact with everybody. By the way, a lot of people start the process of doing this. Okay, I've gone no contact. I haven't, I've blocked them on all of the things, but then they get pulled out of the cocoon. They get pulled out of their beginning of the change, and they go back to hanging out with caterpillars. And every time you do this, it gets harder and harder. I'm talking about from a scientific standpoint, your brain, the way that your brain learns, you make it more difficult every single time you commit to yourself that you're going to do something different, and then you go back to your old habit. You make it harder and harder and harder to break that habit. And especially when you're speaking about narcissistic abuse, there's a trauma bond, involved. There's actual chemicals that your brain is releasing every time you go back to your addiction. So anyway, there's a lot of people who start the process and then they get afraid because they're isolated. They don't like that. It's uncomfortable. They're not sure what's going to happen next. And so they go back to the hard or the comfortable situation that they know, when if they would have just stayed in that process longer, they would have been opening themselves up to a brand new world, right? Like a whole other perspective, a whole other life, where many other possibilities are present for the butterfly at the end of this whole thing than there were for the caterpillar. Think about how far a caterpillar has to go, how fast it can go versus a butterfly, right? So who you're listening to really matters. Pay attention to the people that you're listening to. While it might be more comfortable for you to stay as a caterpillar, check out who's giving you that advice. Is it the butterfly telling you like, no, you're fine as a caterpillar, or is it the caterpillar telling you you're fine as a caterpillar? A lot of times when you start engaging in conversations, you're gonna find out who's an unhealthy person, because when you actually take a look at their life, they're also a caterpillar, and they just don't want to be told like there's a better way, or that you're also a toxic person. They don't want to be called out for what they are or aren't doing with their own life, with their own time. And this is something that you really got to be paying attention to, especially right now. Last week I had 3 clients in court. I had 2 of them finalize their settlements, and another one is getting her trial dates are in a little while. To continue her trial. And it's, if you are willing to take the risk, although it's, I know that maybe you've even done this stuff before, you've already tried it before. I bet you were surrounding yourself with caterpillars during that process. Pay attention to who you're listening to, because if you're willing to take risks and do something different than what you've done before, and listen to the ones who have already gone through the process, there's a whole other life like on the other side of that isn't possible if you continue to surround yourselves with the caterpillars. Like, it's really that simple. And once you do get to the other side, once you do get through whatever it is that you're going through right now, whether that's dealing with a narcissist or going, leaving some sort of toxic relationship, or maybe you're just changing jobs, or you're making a physical move, like a geographical location change. When you do whatever it is, whatever your metamorphosis requires, pay attention to who the butterflies are on the other side, right? To like the the type that you're surrounding yourself with, that also matters. So there's phases to all of life, and to think that like, okay, once I'm done with this one thing, then they'll, smooth sailing after that. That's just not how life works, right? Life goes in cycles. And so it's important that you have, during the process of when you are recognizing like, okay, I'm a caterpillar, I'm hating the situation that I'm in right now, I want to start the process of okay, Sarah's watching. She says she's gonna fix my video after I'm done. Thank you. Next time I'll set it up, I guess, ahead of time, because actually I kind of knew like Saturday that I was gonna do a live today. I should have texted her so that this was more put together, because I want it to be like, brand new, like everything, brand new camera, brand new computer and microphone and all this stuff. But then the title and stuff didn't get put together. But okay, anyhow, life is about cycles, and when you're a caterpillar, it's important that you adopt a growth mindset there. Like, this isn't always how it's going to be, but there's a lesson for you to learn when you're in that stage. When you're in the metamorphosis stage and you're in your cocoon, same thing. You still have to have a growth mindset there. And honestly, sometimes it's even more important that you continue to recognize the importance of needing a growth mindset when you're a butterfly. Because then there's no limits, right? You can go wherever you want, and all of these new possibilities are open up to you. And it's important that you don't lose the resilience and the feeling, the knowing that it's possible that you make yourself out of any situation. You can change any situation that you find yourself in. So anyway, I just want to get on here and do a video really quick and show you all my new camera and my new microphone. And I hope that, seriously, like, please think about what I'm talking about right now. This is such a huge problem, not just with my audience on here, but honestly in society as a whole. Nobody owes you anything. It's up to you to move yourself from where you are into another place. That's it. Like, stop looking for another person to blame for why you're in the situation that you are. Even if there was multiple people involved in the decision making that went on to put you in that situation, it's still like your mess now. You have to clean up your own mess. And regardless of how those decisions did or did not affect the other people who were involved in making your situation, it doesn't matter. You're not responsible for those ones. So stop trying to clean up the mess that you can't clean up, that you're not responsible for, and start focusing on the one that you are responsible for and that you can affect. You can affect whether you go through the change of becoming a butterfly in this analogy or not. But you can't make other people become a butterfly. You can't make other people who are butterflies try to make them go back to being caterpillars. So stop trying to figure out like ways to manipulate other people. Just focus on your own self. Focus on your own self, and you'll naturally change, and your settings will naturally change, and therefore the types of people in those settings will naturally change as well, right? By the way, like, I just want to say one other thing. The butterfly never does go back to visit caterpillars. So if you, well, I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to leave that there. I feel like that's good enough. I'm ready to get off of here. I've got some clients now, and I just hope you guys have a great Monday. I hope your weekend was awesome as well, and you guys have a great week. And yay. All right. Well, I'll see you guys soon. And keep a lookout for the graphic about how you can find my church's YouTube channel, so that if you want to, you can send us your prayer requests. Like I said, watch us live on my church's YouTube channel. Me and Kristen, the same lady who she sang on my video last week, she will be with me then. So we're super excited for doing that, and we are going to be recording just the audio of these sessions that we're going to start doing, and we're actually going to put an album out on Spotify so that people can just listen to like soaking music, just really peaceful music whenever you want. So we are super excited about that. That was like honestly quite a stretch for me. I haven't played piano in like 18 years, so yeah. So I tried something new, and it's really paying off. You guys, thanks so much for sending in like your emails to me and your messages to me about that set. That was it brought me so much joy, and I'm so glad that y'all enjoyed it. All right, well, I hope you guys have a great day, and I have a video coming out on Friday, a pre-recorded one, so that's the next time you'll see me on this channel.